Hello everybody, welcome. Thank you for joining me. For those who do not know me, I am McKenna. I am here to share different types of yoga flows, somatic techniques, tantra tools to help really get to embodiment as well as connect deeper with the self as well as with others. Today I'll be here with a little bit of a yoga flow. So again, thank you for joining me on your mat. If you are interested in any of the health and wellness aspects, definitely be sure to subscribe and follow for more as I release more videos. I am gonna invite us to just begin to come to a nice, easy seated position today. We're just gonna begin to to clasp our hands together. So clasp the hands together and then just interlacing the fingers, allowing them to open up. And what we'll be doing is placing both of those open palms directly on the head for this crown chakra mudra. We're just gonna begin to inhale through the nose, open mouth exhales, just beginning to shut down the eyes. And just continuing to turn in. Noticing maybe the pressure you're putting on this crown chakra, the connection you have with this crown chakra. And just beginning to bring forth an intention. And if not really coming up or have an idea for an intention, really inviting in the tension of renewal or rebirth. It's going to be a little bit of a focus on our postures today. And just to begin to open clasps together, we're going to do a nice deep inhale through the nose. Long, audible exhale. And we're just going to begin to chant Ma. So M-A, and we're going to extend the A at the end. For an entire breath, we're going to do one Ma for an entire breath, and we're going to do 3 of them. So nice deep inhale through the nose. Open mouth exhale. And inhale in, and Ma stands for regeneration and birth. And beginning when you're ready. Ma. And again. Ma. And one last time. And taking some deep breaths in here, letting go of the hands, the head. Just noticing the body, noticing as we open up the thyroid and the thymus, glands, that throat chakra. And I'm just going to invite us to come meet into child's pose. So we're just going to begin to bring our big toes to touch, spread our knees wide, extend the hands long, and bringing the head towards the mat. Just beginning to, if you can, begin to roll the forehead on the mat back and forth. awakening and enlivening and activating that third eye. And we're just going to inhale, begin to walk our hands over to that right side, creating a stretch in that left side body. Maybe placing the left hand over the right. And inhale in, walking those hands back to center. And exhale, walking them over towards the left now, creating a stretch in that right side body. And just breathing in here. And inhaling, walking those hands back to center. And we're just going to begin to now, almost as if we're staying in this child's pose, but beginning to lift our bum up slightly and beginning to raise onto the crown of our head. Letting the crown of our head roll back and forth on the mat, beginning to awaken and enliven the neck. So almost as if you're stacking the hips over the knees. We're just going to begin to roll the head in a nice circular direction. Again, just activating and awakening that crown chakra here. And inhale in, we're just going to begin to walk our hands forward, meeting in puppy pose. So allowing the hips to be stacked over the knees, allowing the chest to come towards the ground. Maybe laying the chin and the chest on the ground if you can. And just opening up the heart space here. And we're just going to inhale and begin to move through, coming into Sphinx pose. So beginning to drop the hips towards the mat. Beginning to create a nice 11 with the arms supporting the elbows underneath the shoulders. Pulling the elbows back towards those hips, being active within the posture. And just opening up the chest here. Staying connected with the breath. And exhale, dropping the chest, allowing the arms to tee out. And actually bringing the hands underneath the shoulder blades here. And we're going to begin to tent the fingers up, creating a little elevation in the shoulders. We're going to walk the hands out a little bit wider than the mat. And we're just going to begin to lift our chest up on our inhale. And exhale, let it all go down. Keeping the fingers tented up though. And inhale, lifting the chest up. Exhale, falling down. And this time we're going to inhale up. And then we're going to exhale and drop the left shoulder towards the middle of the mat and begin to look over towards that right and that right shoulder. And inhale, raising back up. And exhale, we're now going to drop this right shoulder towards that right center of the mat, creating a nice stretch in the shoulders here, looking over that left shoulder and left body. Inhale, coming up. And exhale, now drop that left shoulder once again, looking over the right shoulder. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, drop that right shoulder. Inhale, up. Drop the left shoulder. Exhale, inhale up. And exhale, drop that right shoulder. Inhale, up. Exhale, drop that left shoulder. Inhale, up. Drop that right shoulder. Inhale, up. And exhale, releasing the chest back down all the way. Placing the hands up underneath the shoulders and beginning to meet up into plank pose, pushing yourself all the way up. You are strong, I know you can. And exhaling, beginning to meet into down dog, raising those hips up and back, really pressing into all 10 finger pads here. maybe wiggling or beginning to create some movement in the hips, beginning to lift the heels and then lower them, creating some stretch in the legs here. And we're just going to begin to inhale both heels up and begin to roll one vertebrae at a time into that plank posture once again. And we're going to exhale, begin to bend the knees, come into this crouching low down dog. And as we finish our exhale, extending up to high regular down dog. We're just going to begin to do 3 of these. These are spinal waves here. So inhale, lifting the heels up, beginning to move one vertebrae at a time into that plank posture. And exhale, crouching down and meeting back down into down dog. Inhale, up on the heels, waving forward. And exhale, crouching back, meeting in down dog. One last time, inhale, waving forward. Exhale, crouching back, meeting in down dog. And just beginning to walk the hands back towards the feet now, meeting in forward fold. And inhale here, beginning to rise up to standing. Raising the hands up overhead and coming down into heart center, meeting in mountain posture. Coming and connecting back with your intention for this class today. Intention of clarity, intention of whatever you may have brought forth for today, for this class, and maybe even the week beyond. And we're just going to inhale, begin to slightly bend at the knees and raise those arms up overhead. Bring the palms together to touch and swan dive forward on your exhale, forward fold. And inhale, rising back up, bringing the palms to touch together overhead. And exhale, swan dive forward. Inhale, rise up, palms overhead. Exhale, swan dive forward. And 2 more. Inhale, arms up, overhead. Swan dive forward. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, swan dive forward. And we're just going to begin to walk the hands back out into this plank posture once again. And we're just going to begin to inhale, lift that right leg up, coming into a 3-pointed plank. And exhale, pulling that right knee up towards the chest and coming into a nice low lunge here. We're just going to begin to rock back and forth, creating a little bit of movement. If you need to, dropping that back knee down, that left back knee. And just inhale, rising up into high lunge. And staying strong here, pulling those thighs together. And we're just going to exhale, begin to open up towards your right and begin to cactus into your arms. And exhale, reaching with that right leg or that right arm to that back left leg into revolved warrior. And inhale, coming back up into those arms, cactus and turn. And moving back into lunge. Staying strong here, yes you can. And on an exhale, meeting back into standing, into mountain pose, bringing that left foot to meet the right at the top of the mat. And inhale, rise up. And exhale, swan dive forward fold. And this time we're just going to begin to bring our right leg directly back, coming into that low lunge on that left side. And creating a little bit of rocking and movement here. Again, putting that back knee down, that right knee this time if you need. And inhaling, arms up into that high lunge. And then we'll be turning and opening up towards that left side, cactusing the arms open, Staying strong here and beginning to use that left arm to reach back towards that right leg, extending the right arm long and up above head, coming into that revolved warrior. And inhale, coming back to those cactus arms with that twist. Inhale, coming to lunge. You are strong, yes you are. And exhale, meeting that right leg meets the left into mountain pose here. And just taking a nice deep breath in. Long audible exhale. And inhale, bring the arms up overhead. Exhale, swan dive forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, beginning to meet into plank. And then if you would like, chaturanga. So I'm gonna begin to bend, lean slightly forward on the wrist. Bend at a 90-degree angle at those elbows. Flip the feet over. Inhale, coming up to up dog. And exhale, coming to down dog. Just taking a nice big deep breath and inhale in this down dog here. And exhale, beginning to walk the feet towards the hands, meeting in a forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, beginning to meet in ball pose. So beginning to bend the knees, tuck and curl. And if you can, beginning to do a little balancing challenge here, maybe lifting the palms off the ground, placing them on your knees as you begin to tuck yourself in a nice ball shape, giving yourself a little squeeze here. And on your exhale, beginning to slowly lower your heels down to the mat, bringing your bum down to the mat as well. And extending the legs long, removing any flesh from underneath the sits bones. Inhaling the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Keeping that spine elongated and straight. And just going to wherever you feel a stretch here. It doesn't have to be far. Just listening to your body today. And on one of your exhales, just allowing that top half of the body to really begin to fold forward as well. Hang heavy here. Just be in a place of receiving and being. Staying connected with the breath, of course. And inhale, rising up. And exhale, I'm going to invite you to bring that right knee in, or that right heel towards that left thigh. I'm beginning to widen the legs just slightly. We're going to begin to turn over towards that left side and begin to forward fold over that left leg. Bringing that knee to nose, the nose to knee. And just finding a nice little stretch and compression here. And inhale, arms up. And exhale, we're going to begin to switch the legs. So allowing that right leg to extend wide now. And beginning to bring that left leg towards that right thigh. And inhaling, arms up. Turning towards that right leg. And beginning to fold forward. And allowing the knee to begin to reach, the nose to begin to reach towards the knee. Really messing my body parts up today. And just beginning to inhale, rise up. And exhale, we're just going to begin to bring the soles of our feet together, and either bringing, depending on what kind of stretch you want or where you want it within your legs and thighs, allowing those soles of the feet to kind of extend a little bit further out in front of you, or bringing them closer together if you're looking to really stretch those inner thighs. But we're just going to bring the soles of the feet together, inhaling, rising up and tall, and exhale, forward fold. Allowing the crown of the head to just hang heavy. If it can, maybe even touching the floor. And inhale, rising up. And just beginning to extend the legs long. I like to give a little bit of a wiggle, shake out. And just beginning to slowly meet down on your backs here. And tucking the knees towards the chest, giving yourself a nice little squeeze. And beginning to drop the knees over towards that left side. Beginning to gaze over that right shoulder, creating a nice little spinal twist here. I'm just doing some final wringing out of the spine here, allowing some detoxification and compression to begin. And inhaling, bringing those legs back to center. And exhale, letting them fall over towards that right side, looking over and gazing over that left shoulder now. Just really allowing yourself to be here. And inhale, bringing the knees back towards the chest. And just doing any final postures here that feel best for you, that I feel called to. And when you're ready, beginning to meet in Shavasana, either extending the legs long or Supta Baddha Konasana, letting the soles of the feet touch, allowing the legs to fold out wide. And we're just going to begin to do one Om together before sitting in Shavasana for a few rounds of breath. So we're just going to begin to place one hand on the belly and one hand on the heart. And inhale through the nose. Open mouth, audible exhale. And we'll just end with one final Om. And just returning to a nice normal pace of breath. Noticing the effects and the imprints of that Om, as well as the work that's been done in this class together. And just staying here for a few rounds of breath in this final Shavasana and resting pose. I apologize if you can hear my dog snoring. She is way beat us to Shavasana. Quiet and stillness. And just beginning to wiggle the fingers and toes. We're staying here a little bit longer if you can. If you're ready, just wiggling those fingers, toes, extending the arms long overhead for a nice good morning stretch. And rolling on to your favorite side, bringing the knees towards the chest, coming into fetal posture. And beginning to come up into seated when you're ready. Just beginning to inhale, scoop the air and all this energy around you, gathering it up overhead, bringing it down into the crown, into the body, into the heart center. Namaste. Thank you all so much for joining me today. If you enjoyed, definitely be sure to let me know how it made you feel below, and to like and subscribe so that you know when I have more videos coming out. Otherwise, I really appreciate you taking your time to get on your mat with me today, and I look forward to connecting more on the mat soon.